live? Am I live or I'm not live? Yes, I am live. How are you guys? I'm excited to be here with you today. We're going to be talking about making your own luck and in your business. I truly believe in hard work. I don't believe in being overnight success. I don't think that happens. If it happens, it's very rare. And even if you become an overnight success, it's because you had some kind of story behind it. You had some kind of failures that you had in some other areas. You just don't become an overnight success just because you had to work hard, or you had to try something else and fail at it and it didn't work out, so you try something else and then it works. But experience is super worth it. I mean, I did in my life so many things. I told you this story. When I was looking in 2008 for a job, it was about time, and housing was an issue, and I really needed to get a job. And I went to a headhunter that it was a friend of a friend who recommended me, that was specializing in marketing agency. And she told me, I gave her my resume, I did the best of my abilities, and she told me that nobody will hire me with my experience. It wasn't the resume, it was my experience, because I did so many things on my life. And that's me. I always was changing, learning. I was opportunities that they were coming to me, and I accepted because I like the challenge. And with all those things that were happening, I had this resume that I did a lot in my life. I never stopped working for a second, and even had a baby, and I was working from the labor room, and then a day after I was back to work. And it wasn't about my experience or that I had a lot. They were telling me that agencies wanted someone with a linear experience, that I didn't fit that requirement, and I didn't have so many years of experience in agency. And even though my background was a great fit to work in an agency, but because I did absolutely everything that it was to be done in an agency, and everything that I was my background was in radio, in television, in film, in digital. So I was able to understand absolutely everything and put it together in a campaign. But at the same time, I didn't have that experience in agency, so I was not a good fit. So you know what she told me? She told me to go home and to take care of my kids, because a nanny will make more money than me, that I will never get a job. I was devastated. I went home and I cried. I was a grown woman needing an income, and someone was telling me that all my experience in my life was not relevant and that I cannot use it. And basically, I was not able to get a job, that I just was better either staying at home or accept my life, that I would have to start from scratch. And was devastating. But of course, I cried in the time that I had to cry. I was upset. I went through all the phases that I needed to go, and then I said, you know what? I am not gonna accept that. I'm gonna get it anyway. So I started submitting resumes to agencies, and you know what? I did get jobs. And then I learned a lot about working in agencies, and I realized that I didn't like the way working in agencies was for me, wasn't the right fit. The culture, at least in the agencies that I worked, wasn't the right fit for me. So I got out of my comfort zone, and I said again, I'm quitting. I'm done. I don't like this. It's not me. And it was a hard decision because, again, we needed the income, but somehow I believe that there is an energy that if you're a hard worker, things will happen to you if you put yourself out there. And that's what I want to talk to you today, about making your own luck. It's easy to complain that things that doesn't happen to you. And listen, I don't believe that I'm lucky. I just believe that I'm a hard worker. And I was able to start my company only passing my 40 years old, which I wasn't young, but all the experiences that I had were helped me, and I'm still learning every day. But with that said, I believe that we make our own luck, that we create opportunities for ourselves, that you are invited to a place to network or to meet new people, and it was, I don't know. You never know who can meet. My team and my family always make fun of me because they say that I go to a line to do a line and I come back with either with a friend, or I know the whole story of their life, or I come with a job opportunity or a work opportunity. And it's true, because I talk to people. You never know who you might meet, or you never know who you can meet that knows someone else. So instead of being in your phone when you're in a line, or you're still doing your own head, I mean, I'm not saying that you have to do this every single time, but you do need to be aware of where you are and be aware of the opportunities, because the opportunities are not something that you can say, I get it and I grab it. And it's not something that you can just, it's not that a phone that I can grab it and here's my opportunity. You need to make those opportunities. Those opportunities take not only work, but also courage, because you need to step out there and even make sales. I mean, you need to sell yourself. Even if your job or your opportunity is not about selling something, which we always sell something, but you need to sell yourself. So either it's networking or reaching out, and don't be afraid. You know my theory that is always to give back and give away. I'm always that connector, introducing people to people, and then it's up to them if it works or not. But for me, never work out that and say, I'm sorry, I don't introduce people because I don't want to be in the middle. And I think that's a lazy answer. I think that it doesn't hurt anything introducing to people. That tells you more about the person who doesn't want to make the introduction. So don't be afraid of asking for introduction. Even LinkedIn today facilitates that by you can ask for an introduction. So it's something that it's good to go out there and to ask for it. The other thing, let's go back to this, the ethics, work ethics. Work ethics is not something that you can learn from one day to another, something that you learn all your life, because it's the ethics of how you run your life and the transparency. Like, for example, in my company, probably you heard me talking about this. Many years ago, I read this article, and I wish I could find it because I could not find it ever again. And it was called, "There is no dickheads in the workplace." And the article was talking about really how many closed doors meetings you need to have in a company. There are really very few people, things that they need to be said to one person without the others knowing. And if it's about the work, it's something that could be said in front of everyone. And this brings me to criticism. Criticism is something that we need to assure us that we criticize ourselves, and it's okay to tell someone this didn't work, or you're not insulting them for saying that it was a mistake. It's a fact, and it's something that is the way you say it. Well, but that's as a conversation for another day. But let's keep talking about making your own opportunities. So these are my few tips here, and I think is one, to go and network, and you never know. A network can happen anywhere. And there is I have a free resource it's a networking guide, so you can always download it from my free resources in laraschmoisman.com, and you're gonna have a networking guide. It's amazing, so download it, and you're gonna get a lot of tips there. Then we'll put the link here for you. And then what else? My other tip is if you go for something like, let's say you want to know a company, or you want a prospective client, don't be afraid to reach out. I mean, like my mother would say, that you already have the no. So if you try, you might have a maybe you have a yes, and if it's a no, you already had it. So you don't lose anything to try. So thank you so much for being here today, and I hope that these little tips help you out, and just, I know you have that courage, so just bring it up and go for it. Bye bye, see you next week. Oh, and remember, if you're seeing this in YouTube, please press the button of subscribe, and so we can get these episodes and you can know when they're coming in. So I will see you soon. Bye bye.